everyone and welcome back to my channel. On today's video I'm gonna make olive bread recipe. It's super easy to make and super good. It's gonna have a crunchy crust from the outside, but from the inside it's gonna be soft and chewy. As usual, the written recipe will be down below the video in the description box. Don't forget to follow me on social media, subscribe to the channel, and press on the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Now for the ingredients, I'm gonna need some bread flour. If you don't have it, you can use all-purpose flour, but the bread flour in this recipe really makes all the difference. So if you have it, use it. I'm also gonna need some yeast and sugar, some salt, and some black and green olives. I also have here some herbs. I have some dried rosemary, dried oregano, and basil. I also have some garlic powder and olive oil. And finally, I'm going to need some warm water to combine all these ingredients and make a dough. So for today, I'm going to use my stand mixer. So in the bowl of my stand mixer, I'm going to add my ingredients. I have here the flour, the salt. I'm also going to add the yeast and the sugar. Make sure that the yeast doesn't touch the salt, otherwise the yeast will be deactivated. So I'm just going to mix the salt into the flour so that it doesn't touch the yeast directly. I'm going to add the herbs. Of course, the olive oil. And don't substitute the olive oil with vegetable oil because it really will change the taste, because olive oil really makes all the difference here. I'm going to add the warm water, and I will start to mix everything together until everything is kneaded and a dough is formed. Here I noticed that the mixture is a little bit dry, so I added more water. And as you can see here, the dough has started to come together. At this point, I'm gonna add the olives. And as you notice, I didn't add the olives at first because there's so much mixing and kneading, and the olives will be mashed. So at this point is great. And now everything is combined and mixed together. I have a nice ball of dough. So in a clean bowl, I oiled it with some olive oil. I put the dough in, and I'm gonna make sure that it's oiled from all sides so that it doesn't dry out while it's rising and it doesn't stick to the bowl. Now I'm gonna cover it tightly with a cling film. Make sure that it's tightly covered and there's no air getting inside. Also, I'm gonna cover it with a kitchen towel and let it rest for about 3 hours until it's tripled in volume. And this is how it looks like. It's really tripled in volume. This is how it looks like, and this is how I want it to be. So on my working surface, I floured it slightly, and I'm gonna dump the dough. Make sure not to deflate it. Just spread it slightly with your hands. You wanna keep all the air in. And now you want to fold it from the 4 sides. So you want to fold it from the first side and then overlap the second, and do the same with the other 2 sides, just like so. Shape it into a circular shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now grab a bowl and line it with your kitchen towel. And I'm going to sprinkle some flour and some coarse semolina on the kitchen towel. Now put the dough inside, seam side up. So you want the surface of the dough to be touching the flour and the semolina. Cover it like that with your kitchen towel and let it rest again for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. And this is how it should look like after about 1 hour. Now make sure that your oven is preheated at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. It's about 230 Celsius. And you want to heat your pan that you're going to use inside the oven for about 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes. I'm using an old pan here. It's great for such recipes. I put a parchment paper on the dough, and then I'm going to flip it directly into the pan. And after that, I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil. Now if you have a Dutch oven, you can use that and cover it with its lid. Of course, you want to preheat it too. and this will create steam inside the pan or inside the Dutch oven, and this what will give us a really crunchy exterior. So now I'm gonna bake it for about 35 minutes covered, then I'm gonna uncover it and bake it for additional 15 minutes until the top is golden brown and really crunchy. And this is how it looks like when it's out of the oven. The color is amazing, but of course it's super hot. I'm gonna wait for it a little bit until it's cooled slightly, and then I'm gonna cut into it. And whenever you want to cut bread, you want to use a serrated knife. It really works perfect for cutting bread. So as I'm slicing, look at the crust. It's really crunchy, but from the inside it's super soft and chewy. Also, the flavor of olives and olive oil is amazing in this recipe. Also, the coarse semolina and the flour that we sprinkled on top gave a really nice texture to the crust. Also, I want to mention that the cutting board I use is from the Edge of Bravia. I really love it. It's really nice looking and modern, and I'm gonna put the link for it in the description box. So my lovelies, that was it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Give it a try and tell me what you think. I'm sure that you will love it. And finally, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'm gonna see you soon in another video. Bye!